Well, viewers, I am Charles Forte, and today we are going to feature South Sudan Urban Water Corporation, and then I'll be speaking to Yar for she's the managing director of South Sudan Urban Water Corporation. We are going to discuss a number of issues, including what they are doing as urban corporation to provide safe and clean drinking water to South Sudanese, more especially those who are here in the national capital, Juba. Uh, Nice having you at this particular moment, here, for. So, can we start with a brief introduction about what about South Sudan Urban Water Corporation? What's it all about?
South Sudan Urban Water Corporation is a corporation, a government enterprise that is supposed to provide clean drinking water to the citizens of urban areas in the whole of South Sudan. Our mandate is to provide clean drinking water according to the standards of South Sudan water quality and also the World Health Organization water quality.
And are you now providing this clean, safe drinking water to South Sudanese in the urban areas?
Uh, Currently, we have about 6 stations. One is not functional, which is Melakal, due to the conflict last time. The facility was destroyed. But we have a station here in Juba, just behind us. And we have a station in Wau, we have a station in Bor, in Meridi, and also in Rang that are currently functional. We are supposed to have stations in all urban areas, starting from all the capital cities of the states. And Ministry of Water has made studies in 2009 and studied all the other 7 capital states, namely Rumbek, Yambio, Awil, Eastern Equatoria, which is Torit, and also Malakal. So we have 7 towns that have been studied, but due to the lack of funding, the projects have not taken off. But we have got the funding from Netherlands now, and Bore water treatment facility is under construction as a conventional water treatment facility.
Okay, how much is that?
You mean the money?
Yeah, that you got from Netherlands.
I think it is around something to do of 2.5 to 3 million USDs.
Okay, is it specific for Bor or also other water?
Specifically for Bor.
Okay.
That facility is specifically for Bor. So we have facilities. We have strategic plan to have facilities in all the urban areas. But this development is a process, and the water facilities construction is capital intensive. It needs a lot of money. For example, Juba need 500 to 700 million USD to certify Juba citizen at this population of 1.2 people in Juba for them to have tap water in their own houses.
Okay, this brings me to what do we have exactly now in Juba then when we are talking about the water system or the water supply?
We have the old system, we have 7,200. We have the new system is 10,800. That here makes 18,000. We have Lologo water facility, which has been handed over to us recently by UNICEF. It was meant for the POC, but now we are going to connect, because the POC gradually is now IDPs, and gradually they will resettle in the city. So we are going to connect houses. So that makes 22,000 cubic meters, which is almost about 10% of what is required. Only 10% of what is required. We have other players, private companies, you see on the riverside, also they're treating water. The quality is not assured, but they're serving the population also.
Why is it not assured?
It's supposed to be under the scrutiny of the maybe the health or regulators actually, which is the Ministry of Water. They are supposed to come randomly and check the water of all the facilities. So I assume they are doing that, but we only provide 10. As South Sudan Urban Water Corporation, we are only providing 10%.
But in your mission, you are supposed to provide adequate, safe, and affordable water services to the local population. Don't you think that it's also part of, under your supervision?
Actually, when businesses come into you, because we are also providers, so we come into competition with the providers. It would be an ideal situation where we have a regulator that is looking at all of us with the quality.
So you need to have a third party in that.
Third party, but when we are concerned, we also go and check sometime and advise them. We cannot take legal measures against them. Okay. But we can always, give them advice, and if they require any training, if we have trainings ongoing here, we will also invite them to come and have trainings.
Okay. Where we are sitting now, I can see so many different facilities here behind us. Even behind you is the River Nile. So can you give us a brief explanation of what this facility is all about?
Behind this tank is the old system, which is 7,200. So Africa Development Bank is now rehabilitating the old facility and the network and the distribution. So this one, they were just constructed by Africa Development Bank Fund, and if you can see on the roadside, there is construction of pipes happening. So this water is going to go to those pipes and serve the household. It's going to serve Juba here, around Juba town, and it's going to serve Melekia, Kator, Haisora, Songping, and Muniki areas.
And then when do we expect the completion of that rehabilitation?
It is going to be around June, end of June.
And what of the one of JICA? I understand that JICA has been supporting South Sudan Urban Water Corporation. So give us an update. Where is the project of JICA rated now?
Happily, I will say this behind you is the beautiful facility that was constructed by the fund, the grant aid from JICA. It was handed over to us, commissioned by His Excellency the President in March last year. So it has been 1 year now since we are operating it. The distribution of this facility, which is 10,800 cubic meters, is through tanker filling station and kiosk, which is standpipes, where 120 kiosks around the city, where our citizens come and pick water through jerrycan. And the 8 facilities are for the tanker filling station. So most of the tankers you see, they get water from our facilities that was constructed by JICA.
Yeah. One of the questions the local corporation been asking is that why is the government prioritizing, this issue of water tanks rather than connecting water direct to the residential areas through the taps? What would you say?
I think the tankers is a short-term plan. It's a rescue plan, because the tanker association is made up of Eritrean and Ethiopians. They are foreigners. and they are here only to make money. So when we sell them one drum for 100 pound, they go and sell it for 1,500. So the Ministry of Water was thinking about rescuing this situation while we are working on this bigger plan. The balance of the 200,000 cubic meters, like we are talking about 180,000 cubic meters that we require to fulfill the demand of Juba. So this, even if we start constructing today, we need 5 years to complete. So within the 5 years, our people will continue to suffer. But if we get those tankers, they can reduce the suffering. Meanwhile, we are working on the 180 cubic meters production.
Okay.
So that was the essence of having the tanks.
You mean the recent proposal by the economic cluster, to buy more water tanks? Were you consulted? Was it part of your plan?
Yeah, we were consulted because we wanted something as a short-term plan to reduce or to alleviate the suffering of the people immediately. Because when our minister requested the tankers to reduce the prices, they went on a strike. Only South Sudanese drivers of the tanks, or only tanks that are owned by South Sudanese, were continuing to serve their population. But all the foreign owned tankers, they went on a strike because they don't have the people in their heart. They are here to make money, and that's it. So this made us to feel that we needed to have tankers that will give also to the private sector. We will come and subcontract it if we actually get them. We'll come and subcontract them to our private sector, and then we will only tell them to get the operation and maintenance cost, and then the price of the water we are selling, and that's it. So that the price of the water is kept down until the water treatment plan that is required is in place.
Who is going to manage these water tanks in case if it's imported or if it's brought? Is it the South Sudan Urban Water or the Juba City Council? Who exactly?
It's South Sudan Urban Water Corporation through a subcontract to the private companies. We are going to subcontract it to private companies. Even now, the tanker filling station we are talking about, we are managing it through private operators. Private companies operate this thing, they sell the water, and then we pay them for selling the water, and then we get the rest to come and put the money for electricity, for chemical, for paying the staff who are working at night during public holiday, and so on, and so many other operation and maintenance costs.
Okay, you told me earlier that in some of these filling stations, you are filling a drum to these water tankers at 100 pounds, and then they are going to sell it at around 1,500 pounds. So why is this happening? Do you think that if more water tanks are brought, is it going to continue the same way, or there will be some changes? Why is this happening?
What we are envisaging is if we bring these tankers, for example, the one that were proposed, we are going to only charge operation cost. So the price will come down, and then this association of Eritrean will be forced to sell the water at affordable price because there is alternative. There will be alternative. But now the people of Juba have no alternative. They are at the mercy of the Eritrean Tanker Association. They are at the mercy. When they strike, it was a big deal. The only people who rescue the situation are South Sudanese own trucks and drivers that continue to provide water because they can see that their people are suffering. But the Eritrean Association of Tankers strike and they stayed without water. And this is a threat to our country, to our people.
Okay, Honorable Yan, when South Sudanese, if you see the views of South Sudanese regarding issues of how, the water system can be, provided to the local corporations, some of them prefer that instead of you buying more water tanks, why can't you invest that money in order, to connect water to the residential areas? Just start it like that. What would you say?
These South Sudanese are talking out of experience, of inexperience. They don't know what they are talking about. Now I will tell you what it takes. These tankers, the proposed tankers of Council of Cluster,
Cluster.
Economic Cluster, is 9 million. This facility by JICA was 50 million, and it's just 10,000. We are talking about
10,000 cubic meters.
10,000 cubic meters, and it was 50 million US dollars. We are talking about 180. It is around 500 million to 700 million US dollars to make that dream facility. Put the tanks on the top of Jebel Kujur, and then water will flow by gravity. That dream is very expensive, and this money that we are requesting, they are just maybe 1% of what we want. So people talk because they don't know. Because what we want now is not connecting to the houses. What we want is another system, bigger system than what we have.
Okay, can we take from where we are now and it's connected to the houses, or we need a separate system in order to connect to the residential or houses?
The current project, which is funded by Africa Development Bank, is going to connect 8,100 customers, which is going to exhaust what we have. We are going even to zone it. We are going to say, Monarchy, you are getting water only tomorrow. Today we are giving Juba here, Juba Nabari. We are giving Juba town here. Tomorrow we are giving Kator. So we'll zone. We'll have 3 zones, day by day, because the water is not enough. These 7,000. 800.
You mean the capacity?
The capacity
is not enough?
It's not enough. Okay. So even if we take the 9 million and we connect many other houses, the water is not enough here. What we need now immediately is a facility with connection.
No.
And that facility with connection is 180 cubic meters production facility, plus thousands of kilometers of pipes, because they go around.
Okay, before we conclude our interview, do you have that plan put in place, and have you presented that request to the government, and what's the feedback like?
The minister, who is the chairperson of board of directors of South Sudan Urban Water Corporation, has presented this plan to the cluster prior, because people are listening only to something else, something they want to hear. Before that, he presented to the cluster, and the cluster review it and send it back to us that we are working on it now. And then while we are working on this process, this is when our minister also requested the
9 million.
The 9 million, just to serve the gap while we are working on this 180 to 200 cubic meters that will satisfy Juba. On this side of the river, we'll have to have two water facilities, bigger ones. One in Gumbo, and one is on this side of the river bank. So while we do that, we are even at the process of having the plan together, identifying where we are going to get the funds, and then approving the funds. We don't know which year, and then starting to construct. And I'm telling you, If we start constructing this year, we'll see it in 5 years that we have water flowing.
Do you face some challenge as South Sudan Urban Water Corporation that you think you can share with us at this particular moment?
The main challenge is what we have just discussed, is um, the capacities of the water facilities that we have are small and the demand is too high. Now this facility of JICA, we produce water 10,800 cubic meters 24 hours, so it works the whole night. But in the morning, up to this time, up to 10, 11, the water is finished. All the tankers have siphoned all the water for distribution. And then we close it down and we fill it again, and it will open again at 2. So the demand is very, very, very high. The capacity is small, so the funding is the issue. One of the main challenges is the funding. The development partners are doing their best. We are also urging our government to prioritize funding water facilities. Although it's too expensive, it can be done in phases. We can have phase 1 up to 5, and we achieve it. So the main challenge is funding.
The main challenge is funding.
It's funding.
Okay, just a last item, a last question. How are you managing this issue of the prices of water with the current situation that we are in now? There are some local population in this side of Gudere, this side of Remungabo, Jiberdinka, far there. So they are buying water at around 2,000 per barrel, per this barrel. So are you aware of this sharp increase in the prices of water in far areas, and what are you doing as Urban Water to regulate this?
So the main challenge to us now, even as we speak, maybe this is what I should be talking about. Funding is the bigger one, but managing these facilities that we have the electricity is based on, is dollarized, so we have to buy electricity equivalent to some dollars. So as the dollar rise, our electricity consumption price rise every day, and we have in the last 2 weeks we have reduced the working hours, because 500 pound for 5 barrel cannot cover the cost. Actually, when we did the mathematics, because we have a guidelines for calculating the tariff, 1 barrel, according to the calculation, we should sell it at 450. So recently on date 15, we had a board meeting with our board chair and the members, and we brought to their attention that if we don't increase as South Sudan Urban Water Corporation, we are going to close down. We're going to shut down. We will diminish until we shut down, because the price today or last week I heard that it was 150 per dollar, 1,500. So, and it's now at 140 something, 1,400 something. So it is a big challenge. So the board has actually, when we show them the calculation, they said it is very hard to raise it from 100 to 400, and including now the retailing. So it's going to be unaffordable, since it is not affordable by now as we speak. So we have been approved to adjust this tariff to 200 per drum.
Is it effective so far?
No, it's going to be effective by March.
1st of March.
1st of March.
So you mean these water tanks will be filling at these stations at
1 barrel at 200 pounds.
Okay, 200 pounds.
Compared to 1,500, 200 pounds. Compared to maybe those of Lemungaba, as you said, 2,000, we are only increasing. It was 100, the price did not.
And then do we expect prices also to rise up in by this water tank?
Yeah, they should rise up, but they should rise up. They only have to increase the price of 1 drum by 100. If there is logic, because the other costs were for transport, for the vehicle, they have not changed. The cost of the water, which is 100, should be added, and it does not make a lot of difference. If you add one from 1,000 and you add 100, it's 1,100. If it is 1,500, then you add 100 and it is 1,600.
Now, what's your last message to South Sudanese?
I want to thank South Sudanese, especially the people, citizens of Juba, for being patient. And I want to encourage them to continue to be patient. Because the process of development is not easy. It's not as easy as we think. For them, it is easy like somebody watching the football. But somebody who is there in the field, it knows how difficult it is to put the goal in. So we in the sector, or we who have the responsibilities, we know how difficult it is to make this development. Like if we wake up tomorrow morning and we have funding, $500 million US, they say, managing director, you bill this required water treatment for 3 years. And if you fail, then you are not a good manager. That would be good. So it is not that easy. But they have also been patient, and they have been also struggling. They have been buying this water because water is life. Water have no alternative. There is no other commodity like water. It's just water is water. So let them continue to be patient, and we will work harder. I want to thank also the development partners, JICA, Africa Development Bank, World Bank, all the UN agencies that are, including UNICEF, ICRC, that are helping us to see that water reaches the people, even if it is expensive. You reach the people and it is clean. There is time will come when it is going to be clean and affordable. It will come. I want to assure the people of Juba that that time will come.
All right. Thank you so much, Yar, for taking the time to speak to us. Dear viewers, that was the Managing Director of Urban Water, South Sudan Urban Water Corporation speaking to us. She shared some of the activities that they are doing and the next plan to connect Juba with affordable and safe drinking water. Thank you. I've been with you, Charles Water. Next time.